That is kind of sexy. I love
Kinda
that
sexy.
one.
Yeah. Oh. Good evening, all you minties, and welcome back to another episode of Reelz Talk with your host, the amazing Amanda, and my lovely co-host, the uncanny Omar.
How's it going, everybody?
Hello.
Anybody got an extra popcorn bucket they want to sell? Asking for a friend.
We could not find one, apparently.
Apparently, all the perps went out and got all the popcorn buckets, and now they're flipping them. Mr. Tex, thank you so much for the super. Maybe it's just me. Super sticker. Off topic. I sent an early birthday gift via IST. Crossing fingers, you don't have it already. Well, thank you so much, man. It's an early birthday gift. Evening, Amanda and Omar. How are you, Griffin X? And how is everybody doing? Hopefully, everybody went to go see. What are we talking about today?
Dune Part Two. Yes. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday evening, since I was out of town all week, so I could not do a usual Wednesday stream. But I think it worked out for the best because we really wanted to review this movie.
Yeah, and it just came out. Goodness, I think it made 81 million the first.
Yeah, which
Joey, how are you, buddy? Go ahead, man.
It made more than 2021. I mean, but granted, that was day and date release as well on Max, because they were still doing that as also.
Yeah, but movies like this shouldn't be seen on TV. Like, you know, this is a big experience. It's great.
I was hoping for double digits.
Can I get one Dune popcorn bucket full of the popcorn? I saw an amazing shirt that said, what was it? I'm just here to F the popcorn bucket. Except it's actually spelled out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, I can't wait to talk about it. I can't stay long. Haven't seen it. Just want to see if you thought it was as epic and incredible as people are saying. Short end of it. Amanda, what did you think? Really quick before we go into
So Craig, for your sake, absolutely loved the film.
I hated it. Don't go see it, Craig. Go see Madam Web instead. And that's what you get for not tuning in. I'm just kidding. Go and see it, man. It's good. It's good. It's to me, I thought it was better than the first one.
Yeah, it hit the like on the way out. But no, it is better than the first one. And we'll talk about that and talk about the movie itself here in a little bit. But for Craig's sake, we both enjoyed it immensely.
I thought you said for Christ's sake.
Yes. For Craig's sake.
For Craig's sake. Yes, we both enjoyed it. I thought it was better than the first movie. I don't know how Amanda feels, but I guess we'll find out. What's up, Omar and Amanda? Man, Omar, check your email when you get a chance. Did you get a popcorn bucket? Am I going to get plenty of pictures of popcorn? Sydney.
Yeah.
Sweeney was on SNL last night, by the way. Thank you, Blas. Beetlejuice Worms is better. What are we talking about? We're talking about Dune. I don't know if they're sexier. I got a bucket on Friday.
Oh, Eric, please send us pictures.
I'm coming over to your house to watch Madam Web, Omar.
I don't know if Omar will put that on his.
I don't know about that movie. Dennis, yes. Going to see it soon. I already listened to the book, so not worried about it. I will say it changes aspects of the book in the movie. Not terribly. It's just now I've only read the first book, so I don't know about the rest of the books, and I've read some of the graphic novels that are prequels to the book series.
Yeah,
but it does change a little bit of it. I kind of like where it went, but hot take, I enjoy the first one more. Good for you, James. That's not a hot take. First one was a great movie.
Still a great film, yeah.
Now you said $81 million. That's big, right? Is that big? Is that a big opener for early in the year in America?
I mean, yes, but for a movie like Dune, I was expecting at least 100 plus. So I was.
Was that you and Dennis expecting that, or just you?
Denis?
I'm sorry, this is America. Dennis, continue. Dennis, just like it's Omar, Dennis. Not Omar. Just like it's Amanda, not Amanda. All right, go ahead.
I mean, I was expecting. I was hoping for more, right? Because this is those kind of films that you would.
How much did it cost to make?
I knew you were going to ask that, and I don't have that information.
I knew I was going to ask you that, and I knew you weren't going to. We don't know if it's going to be a three-parter.
$190 million. So it's made a little less than
half so far.
But it's already globally made $178 million worldwide on its first weekend, which I think is more than the gross of the film in theaters back in 2021. Now, of course, keep in mind we were still in the
2021, yeah.
pandemic. It also had come out on Max. So those are factors that we can't take into consideration, as we don't know how well Dune, the original one, would have done if it was in the same climate. We also don't know how well these movies would have done post or pre-COVID either, because that was a whole different landscape. Movie going.
I don't know if it's going to be a third one or not, and I mean, it definitely leaves it open for a third one, but this is the ending of the first book. Like, this is where the first book ends.
Yes.
And the next stories, I think, would have to be a little bit of a time jump. Nothing greenlit yet. He wants to do a third one, adapting Messiah and leave it at that. Denis V has already a perfect track record, but my favorite will always be Arrival. Oh, Arrival.
I love Arrival.
I love Arrival. But what was the other one that he did? Enemy? Did he do Enemy?
Yes, I think he did. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was great too. Doesn't get talked about often. But freaking awesome, dude. I love that movie. But yeah, Arrival's great. And then the first Dune movie. Actually, I've enjoyed all his movies.
Yeah,
really good.
We were actually talking about when we were leaving the theater. I said I would really like to see him maybe try his hand if they were going to remake Lord of the Rings. He would be the man to make it epic in the sense that it should be if they were going to remake it. I don't want them to remake the films, but
I think Arrival and Prisoners is an excellent film too. Timothée Chalamet masterclass. He was great in this. Oh. Yes, there's going to be a third one. Omar, come on.
I mean, given the way it ends, I'd be disappointed.
Yes, it definitely leaves it open. I don't know if it's going to be. Well, we'll talk about it. Let's talk. Yeah. Sicario, but I actually like the writing in Sicario more than I like the way it was directed. Don't get me wrong, I loved it, but I'm a big what's his name fan, Yellowstone guy. Okay, so the movie Dune 2, follow up to the first one. Give me a quick Amanda synopsis.
Quick Amanda synopsis. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce all the names right. So
well, I'm off to a bad start with Dennis. So I'm sure you can do better.
That's the person who made the film. But yes, so it pretty much takes place a little bit after the events of the first Dune. We have Jessica and Paul are now with the Fremen, and basically the large part of the film in the beginning is basically Paul trying to learn the ways of the Fremen, to prove that he is their Messiah, the Lisan al-Gaib, I think, or Maudi. I see. I'm already off to a terrible start of pronouncing things.
It does help that it's a made-up language, so carry on.
Thank you. Okay, so
wait. Have you guys seen the 1984 Lynch movie or the 2002? I am a huge fan of Dune. I've seen the original movie, and I've seen the many cuts that are available, including the bootleg cuts that didn't unfortunately make it. And I like that movie. So this feels more like an epic, and of course closer to the books, right? Because back then you just couldn't do it justice. Although Sting still kills it, man, to this day. Although the guy that plays his character in this movie was solid too, kind of makes it his own. Do go on, Amanda.
Yeah, no problem. I have not seen either one of them because, like in Star Wars is like not even like the major fan of it, but I'm more into high fantasy. It's not really sci-fi, so that's probably why.
Yeah, like 50 Shades of Grey.
That is high fantasy because a lot of it's unrealistic in general.
Dakota Johnson getting a job after that. Anyway, you know what? Enough about Madam Web. I apologize.
Okay, thank you. So he's spending his time learning how to be a Fremen with Stilgard, who is the leader of this Fremen tribe. And of course, he meets Chani, the girl played by Zendaya, that has been haunting his dreams. He is fascinated by her, not only because she is the girl from his dreams, but because she has this independent, strong spirit. She's a great fighter. She believes in freedom for the Fremen, and he wants that for her. But she doesn't believe in the religious fanaticism of the Lisan al-Gaib and all of that propaganda that basically the Bene Gesserit has been spreading, right? It's not even their own tribes or their own people's religious, mythology. It's being spun around from the Bene Gesserit for years, right? So that's really where it came from. Meanwhile, Jessica becomes their Reverend Mother. I got a cool picture of her as Reverend Mother. Where is it? Where is it, my Reverend Mother? Nope. Okay, there she is. There's Jessica becomes, and she, of course, is pregnant, right, with a daughter this time, who she can talk to.
And the daughter talks back to her. She sometimes has to tell her to shut up.
Yes. So they have a lot of stuff.
And by the way, that headdress right there, oh my gosh. I don't know if anybody was fans of the original one or what could have been with the Jodo and Mobius movie. There were a lot of designs and costume choices here that reminded me of Mobius and what they would have done. I thought that was really cool. Like really cool.
There was beautiful costume design. And on the game, this year's Oscars would have been interesting if Dune 2 had come out.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. Someone else's I had watched a review of. They said that if it had come out in November, if you were in any of the sound editing, visual effects categories, you would have just assumed that Dune 2 would have won, because I think next year it will. In a lot of
the ships, the headdresses, the creepy S&M people in the gladiator pit, all of that was definitely Mobius, man. It was so cool to see it, like, finally on film. I mean, granted, we've seen things like The Fifth Element, but it was just cool to see a little bit, not a lot, unfortunately, a little bit of what his vision would have been for Dune. Because, I mean, he was really into making the character designs and concept sketches and things like that for what was supposed to be this huge epic that never came to be. And we ended up with, yes, Alan Smithy's version of Dune. Exactly. You know your history. But yeah, this is Denis is totally owning this one. Go on, Amanda.
Yes. So he's doing all the things that are not only expected to learn as a Fremen, but also the way he learns them is indication that he is this Messiah that they have been searching for. He already understands the ways of the Fremen before that he even understands them. When he learns how to ride the worm signs, the big worms, he actually ends up riding like the biggest, grandest worm. Like that's the one
worm or whatever they call it.
Whatever they call it, they invoke. That's who he invokes, and that's who he rides. And of course, Jessica is doing her best to spread the rumors about who he is. Meanwhile, the Harkonnen, and I forgot that the Baron, his uncle, had survived, and we learned that he's actually his uncle, right? This is uncle? No, grandfather. It's his grandfather. We learned this is
the Baron is the grandfather.
Yes,
that is right.
We learned much later on, because of the visions he gets when he takes the water of life, that his mother is actually the daughter of the Baron.
She also found out too. It wasn't like she knew the whole time, right?
No, she didn't know. Yeah, they both found out because
King
the water
Worm.
of life.
Thank you for that.
King Worm, yes. The water of life that they both take throughout different points of the film from the baby worms gives them these visions of the future, the past, and what's to come and what has been. So while he's doing all this, the Harkonnen are trying to control their spice mines, but of course the Fremen have been still attacking. And with Dave Bautista's character cannot get it together. He is the Baron's nephew. Is that right? I forget what their all relationships are, but he's the nephew. And he can't keep it together. So the Baron goes to another one of his nephews. And that is, I always mispronounce, still can't get his name. Fayed Rautha, right? Fayed Rautha?
The character's name.
Yes, Austin Butler's character.
Butler's character, yes.
We're introduced to his character. And boy, I think it was a joke, right? Where every time he would just get upset, he would just start slicing someone's neck. You never let anyone finish the thought. So we get to be introduced to his character, which he is ruthless, he is vicious, he takes no prisoners, and the Baron wants him to be in charge on Arrakis and take charge and wipe out the Fremen and take control of the spice mines, the spicing in mining, so that they can get back to normal. Meanwhile, you also have the Emperor. You're introduced to the Emperor, played by Christopher Walken. You're introduced to his daughter, the Princess Arula, played by Florence Pugh.
Absolutely stunning, even in ridiculous headdresses.
Whatever that
Florence
was.
Pugh. I take that challenge. Oh my goodness. She's I like the way that it's done. It's done in the book style, right? Like she is kind of the narrator talking like it's like a blog entry, if you will, like recording of her voice and stuff.
Yeah. So she's doing these blogs, and of course they're wondering what's, if the Atreides line is completely over. She realizes that when she talks, she's part of the Bene Gesserit too, and the Reverend Mother, the one we saw in the first film, is back with the Emperor and the princess, and she's using another woman, another Bene Gesserit, Lady Margot Fenring, to try to seduce and plant another seed. That there she is. She's really beautiful.
Yeah, she had the Reese's chocolate cup door.
She did have. You're like, that's the Reese's peanut butter cup.
So if you weren't into the chick, I'd have walked through that door too. Just saying.
Yeah. Yes, she's there to seduce Fahid Rautha because he could also be another potential for this prophecy. Basically, the Bene Gesserit just make it. They're just finding alternative means. Because they didn't believe in Paul, I guess, because he was a male. It was supposed to be a female, but of course Jessica had a male instead, even though her second one is going to be a female. But Margot is able to get pregnant with a girl. She made sure it was a girl. I'm still confused how they're able to just make the gender be the gender, but that's
that's where you you stop suspending your disbelief. Okay.
Yes.
Magical flying ships and spices and giant worms. No. But how they can choose the gender of a child in that society? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I understand. Okay.
Wait a minute. Is this real? Is there a Deadpool 3 popcorn bucket? Because now I gotta find that out. Having read the books in the early 80s, watching the Lynch film later that decade, and ending up being a fan of the sci-fi series. Yes, I actually like the sci-fi series because the sci-fi series expanded. And I'll be honest, man, like it's hard because I watched, the 84 movie, or I guess what was left of it, right?
Yeah.
And I was blown away. So Fahid Rautha to me was always Sting, just like Kyle MacLachlan is Paul Atreides to me.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to see how this cast, because like in the first movie, I thought it was good, right? And I was so pissed that they didn't include Fahid because he was a big part of it. So I was surprised they waited and even give him like minor screen time in this one. But I think it kind of worked to the benefit of the character because it kind of made him creepier and eerier. And because I mean, there is definitely a fine line of this guy could be a complete badass. This guy's just a little too edgy, right? And like edgy, like damaged tattoo across your forehead. I don't need that. I need just
or Bill Skarsgård as the Crow.
Oh God, yeah, we need to talk about. I'll find that picture so we can talk about it later. But you know what I'm saying? Like if you try too hard, if you shoehorn the character in, that's why I thought. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I thought a character like Darth Maul worked so well because he is a badass. Yet he had, I think, 2 lines, and he was in just a few scenes in the first Phantom Menace, right?
Yep.
If you take a character like that looks conceptually cool and acts like a badass, and you kind of like shoehorn him in every scene, it kind of takes away from it. So
yeah,
I dug it. I thought that was cool. Somebody was saying earlier that the ships were Mobius. Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Those ships absolutely. The Bene Gesserit are just a group of old ladies with control issues. There's going to be a ghost trap bucket for Frozen Empire.
Oh, that'd be cool. That comes out the end of the month. We'll be reviewing that as
well. I
don't
know about these collected buckets. Giant worms and space travel. Sure, gender. Oh, hell no.
I know. I believe a lot of things. No, I think it's Deadpool's head and it opens up from the top. I think that's what I'm looking at these pictures right now.
What? That's so stupid. His scenes were all great if he didn't have much screen time. Yeah, I thought so too. I thought he killed it, man. I liked his character. Made it his own, right? Because in my head, it's always Sting. No fighting in the nude. So if you're looking forward to that, just saying. Just gonna give you one.
No fighting in the nude. We got
no fighting in the nude in this one.
See, he's wearing clothes.
They're both wearing clothes. I'm sure a lot of people were disappointed by that.
Yeah.
All right, so yes. How do we get to this fight, Amanda?
What happened? So, how we get to this fight? So, of course, at first, Paul is trying to not accept this Messiah title that he was given. He's trying to run away from it. He just wants to help the Fremen with their revolution, with Chani and all of her people. But so his mother goes south to where there's like thousands of Fremen The south is very hard to navigate. You can't get to it. There's massive storms. People think it's uninhabitable. The Harkonnen think it's uninhabitable. They have never explored, so therefore they've never looked, much to their detriment later on. But eventually Paul realizes, especially after his old trainer, Josh Brolin's character, comes back into play. He, kind of has been in hiding as kind of like a contractor of some sort for hire. And when they are raiding one of the spice mining ships, he happens to be on it. And of course, they have a nice reunion. And he helps Paul kind of start to realize, he has to do this for not just his mother and for this prophecy, but for his father and his father's name, even though he didn't want to go to war or anything like that. And in his father's name, he didn't want his father's name, the Atreides name, to be raked in blood and revenge and all these things. But once Fade comes to Arrakis and he uses their massive ships, the Harkonnen ships, to destroy the home of all of the Fremen, the North Fremen, where Stilgard and Chani and Paul have been living, he realizes he has to go south. He knows if he goes south, that's where the most fanatical Fremen are, and he realizes what he must do. So they travel south on their worms. He goes straight to the pits where the baby worms are. He takes the water of life, and he essentially, Christopher Walken barely.
Yeah. I wanted to bring this up, and I didn't want to interrupt you because you were on a good flow. But was Christopher Walken funny? I really don't know why they would cast somebody like Christopher Walken. He didn't.
There.
To me, like, you had Christopher Walken in a movie to get Christopher Walken. I don't know why he was cast as the Emperor. Maybe in his old age, he's like, I'm tired of making weird, whimsical type of characters. I just want to be, straight up normal dude. I don't know. It was really weird that they would cast somebody like him. Somebody said Charles Dance. Charles Dance would have brought that fierce and badassness to the. But I guess that would outshine the other character that they were trying to make the complete bad. I don't know. I feel like Dune was full of these big villains that I really enjoy. Because I remember in the book, I really liked the character of Fade Rotha. I thought he was one of the coolest villains. Let me get this really quick. I thank you for the super chat, Lenny Laserdisc. I saw the movie earlier today and thought it kicked butt. Can't wait to watch part 1 and 2 on physical 4K, baby, back to back. That's the way to do it. Those aliens walking in the pyramid in The Fifth Element are Jean-Claude Valerian with Pierre Christian.
Pierre Christian.
Oh, the big robots. I guess they're kind of robots, right? Is that what we're talking about Into the Pyramids?
I think so.
Yes, Charles Dance would have brought a little more essence to the role. Yeah, I feel like that was missing from him.
Yeah, he just was kind of there.
Dan Walken, because he was in the Emperor in the 80s version, so for some reason they wanted him to replace that role. Yeah, but he was hokey in the 80s version, though. Like, I don't know why they brought him back.
I have one theory of why they want to.
I feel like Sam Neill would have done a good job in that would have been good. Yes, he was camp. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I have one reason why I think they would have kept him and why he played the part the way he did. But we can talk about that in a second. Anyway, so he goes to the south. He takes the water of life. He sees past, present, future, all. He sees everything. Mm-hmm. And he realizes what he must do. He now has the full command. He has pretty much taken over that role of the Messiah. He has accepted it. He has, he's embracing it. And Chani does not like this one bit. So they end up going to war against the Harkonnen. The Harkonnen are aware they're going to go to war against them. Meanwhile, the Emperor, he sends a message to the Emperor taunting him, letting him know, I am Paul Atreides, I am alive. I am also, taunting him. And so the Emperor takes the Reverend Mother, takes the princess, and they go to Arrakis. And basically, the Emperor ends up, of course, I would say admonishing is too nice of a word for what he does to the Baron, because he's like, you didn't know, you did nothing about this mysterious figure that apparently has been ravaging all of our spice mine. He's like, no, it's a myth. He's like, you have no idea. He was so angry at the Baron because he had no idea that it was really Paul Atreides the whole time. And then he ends up slashing his tubes, and it looks like the Baron is going to just slowly die right there on the steps of the Emperor's ship. And meanwhile, they start getting attacked by all the Fremen, more Fremen they have expected because, of course, yes, they never did explore the South. So we have a big battle scene, lots of amazing fights going on. And then you get to see Paul enter the Emperor's ship. He ends up killing the Baron after he calls him grandfather to let him know that he knows now who he truly is and how they're connected. And then in order for he offers this option to the Emperor, just a seed, and I will take the throne, and I will take, to appease like the houses and everything like that, I will take your daughter as my wife, which Chani is not a fan of also.
But he did turn to her and say,
I will love you forever.
I will love you until my dying breath, right?
That's all. Yeah, he did. He did say that. He did say he'd love her till his dying breath, but he still said he was going to do this. Meanwhile, of course, yes, the house ships were already called, the other houses, because the Baron had called them to fight, if necessary, basically for him against the Emperor. Because at this point, we now know that there has been some discontent amongst a lot of people. Maybe we're not all happy with how the Emperor has been running things lately. So there's also that going on. That's also been going on politically in the background of this entire thing. But of course, Paul offers this, and the Emperor refuses. And then he says, we'll fight for it, fight to the death. And he offers his champion, which Fade Ralpha is his champion. And he fights him. And you think Paul is going to die. At least Omar made me think Paul is going to die.
You love it. You love it.
I was so mad. But of course, Paul is able to defeat him. There's that scene that we have a gif of. And he ends up killing Fade Ralpha. And then takes the princess's hands. And of course, the house ships show up. And Stilgar's like, they're not going to surrender. What do you want to do? And he's like, lead them to paradise. And of course, that means that's for the Fremen to go and kill them all or make them surrender, do what they need to do. And that's kind of where the movie ends. Reverend Mother is now Jessica. Obviously, the original Reverend Mother has kind of acceded her own stance. She calls her Reverend Mother while she's there. And she's like, you should not have doubted him. And she was right. And of course, Arula is now, I'm probably mispronouncing her name, but she is now his future wife. Everyone bows. Chani walks away because she's not having any of it. And the last thing we see is not that. It's Chani leaving. She uses one of those devices to create the vibrations, to bring the worm. And then she gets ready to go and jump on a worm. And that's kind of how it ends, with what's next for Chani, what's next for Arrakis. As Paul, you start to see is changing his whole, how he was a hesitant Messiah to now becoming like full-fledged, I am the Messiah, I have the power, and I am going to be making the rules from now on. So we're starting to see that characterization develop, see where it takes him in the third film, if there is one. I hope there is, because you said it's different from the book, so I'd like to see what they're going to do with it if it's a little bit different from the book.
Well, okay, so let me just clarify. I've only read the first book, and I've only read some of the graphic novels that were the prequels to the first book.
Yes.
And I've seen the movie, the original movie, the many cuts of it, and I've seen the sci-fi series. I don't know. I know in the book it ends with him and the princess, but also Chani with him and kind of going up to space. I think in the third book is where the time jump happens. So I'm really curious what the second, because I feel like if they're going to carry on this story, because I remember all three of them together at the end.
Yeah.
I don't remember her rejecting him and leaving. And please correct me if I'm wrong. But since we're reviewing the movie, we can talk about that here in a second.
Yeah.
I assume the second movie is going to be them and the Holy War, and then her making a stand against Paul because he's corrupt with power.
Yes, that was my
yeah, that's what I thought, Griffin X. I think the book ends with the fight. That's kind of where it ends, and they did take off. Speaking of the fight, though, we did not get this. We did not get that kind of fight.
Yeah, Sting. I hear he's quite the lover too. So that's
48 hours. What are you, my wife or my ex-wife? Four is wrong, not about Dune, just in general.
Just
Do you call movie 3 Dune 2 or Dune Part 3? Isn't this one called Dune 2?
This is Dune Part 2, so I'm assuming it'll be Dune Part 3.
Yes. Okay, so you're not wrong. He tells Shawnee that Urielin will have nothing from him, not his name or any children, and kind of manipulates him into a throuple, right? That's what I thought. It was so messed up. He's not your stereotypical hero, which I thought they were going to do that in this movie and kind of go into a dark path. Or maybe I thought, oh, maybe they're setting up Anna Taylor-Joy and killing his character, and then she'll be the main character in the second movie.
Yeah, and Anya Taylor-Joy does show up as his future sister, who right now is still in the womb. But when he does take the water of life, he sees her, and they have a very brief conversation on the beach. He sees the water. He shows that's how he knows, or how he believes he knows, he's going to take the Fremen to green pastures and water and things that they don't have on this desert planet right now. And so we get to see, because I was curious when Anya Taylor-Joy is going to make an appearance. It's very brief.
But it's her voiceover when she's doing that exorcist type of voice, right?
Oh, when she's talking to her mother,
she's having mind control over people, and using her mother as like a vessel in a way. Now you haven't read the books. You haven't seen the original movie.
No.
You've never seen the sci-fi series.
So I'm just gonna.
What did you think of this movie? And you've seen the first one, obviously.
Yeah.
But what did you think of this second part?
Yeah. So for me, I really loved this second part. I think it was there was a lot more action in this movie versus Dune 1, the original Dune, which obviously showed more of the intrigue and everything that went into them getting to Arrakis, and what the Duke was trying to do and what was at play against him. There wasn't a lot of action as there was in this film. I also really enjoyed getting to see Paul's progression in this film, because I felt like there was a lot more of that in this film than there was in the previous film. So you see his character and what he's going to become and what he ends up by the end of the film. I really loved the way, just generally, the cinematography. Not that the first movie was beautiful, but this one as well. There was a lot of just wonderful shots in this film that I particularly enjoyed. We get to see a lot more ships, a lot more designs of sets that just blew me away. And then the sound. We talked about how the sound editing in this was fantastic. The music, it was epic. It was beautiful. It made me cry, which I was not expecting, but it did make me tear up towards the end quite a few times for different pieces. It just left you feeling like a certain way, but in a good way. So I loved this film. I am happy that we were able to see that in theaters, and it definitely leaves you wanting more, which is a good thing, because I am wanting to see if they do a part 3 and what that's going to look like.
Yeah, not quite Empire Strikes Back type of ending, because they do kind of give you closure, but also a confusing type of closure. Like, you're just going to build this romance up and you're going to take off with that chick? Although it is Florence Pugh. Hopefully Dune Messiah. And it's a quick read, apparently.
Oh, there we go.
I need to show you my stack of books I'm reading, man. I don't think there is quick reads. Y'all think Dune, because of what's going on, is more culturally relevant than ever? I think books and stories like this have always been a mirror to what's going on in the real world, right? I think even back then in the 80s, they could have compared it to the Cold War, or compared it to what was going on with Russia, the Soviet Union and the United States. And it always seems like the United States was always, or at least from what I remember as a kid, and I assume now, that the United States has always been compared to the Imperium, the Empire. I assume, just because I know these things always they carry on from your parents. So I assume people are still making that comparison. And Arrakis is always a small nation that produces things. So things like that I think have always been relevant, right? It speaks highly of how impactful these stories are because you can relate to them in the real world. Kind of like comics in a way. Some of these stories never get old for that matter. Anna Taylor-Joy acting like Cassandra Nova or some. But in this universe, it's typical to have a wife and or concubine.
Yep.
Remember, Lady Jessica isn't Duke Leto's wife. She's his concubine. Good
He
point.
does apologize for not marrying her though before she leaves.
Dune is the foundation of a lot of sci-fi, like how Lord of the Rings is fantasy. Yes, I think. I mean, this is definitely a case of art inspired by art, right? I mean,
Oh yeah.
Dune also borrows from other things, and it just like Lord of the Rings borrowed from other things. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sorry, I was wrong. Walking in the 1984 movie was a fan parody.
Oh,
It was what's his name, right? The Emperor was Jean-Luc. Wasn't it Jean-Luc?
yeah, it was Jean-Luc.
Patrick
Patrick Stewart, because I just saw a comparison.
almost said Patrick
Stewart did play the Emperor. Yeah.
Hans Zimmer scores much of a character as anyone else.
Yes.
It was beautiful. Did it make you cry more than Madame Web?
Not like Madame Web made me cry for the fact that it was so terrible and why did it have to be there at all. This made me cry in a good way. Like this movie.
Amanda, did you want to read the book?
Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to, now that I've seen the movies, I'll probably go back and read the book and give myself a break from high fantasy fairy humping books. I think I'll give myself a break from that.
Is that an actual genre? High fantasy
call
fairy
it romantasy, but I just call it horny fairies having sex all the time.
There are graphic novels. They've been putting out recently. It's Abrams Books that has been putting out the graphic novels. Totally off topic, but did you hear they completely removed the Serpent Society from Captain America 4? Things are not looking good at all. The Serpent Society has been removed.
Like was that what it's going to be called? I thought it's going to be a Brave New World, or they're just getting rid of the actual character, like the.
Honestly, Chris, I had no idea what Captain America 4 was going to be about. All I know about it is that it was going to be Sam Wilson's story, and they just recently changed the name to Brave New World. Is that what it was? It was supposed to be something.
They changed War. That. Yeah, it was back in. I want to say maybe May or June of last year when we first started seeing the pictures of him with Harrison Ford.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know the plot, man. So if you're telling me like I think Amanda texted me somebody was off the Thunderbolts and I was like, yeah, I don't care because I don't even know who was supposed to be in the Thunderbolts. You remember when you texted me like there was an actress that was been removed and I'm like
Io Ebadiri from The Bear, where I was like, I didn't even know she was in that movie to begin with.
And I'm like, I don't care because I don't even know what her character was supposed to be because I know nothing about Thunderbolts and I kind of want to keep it that way. Dune is based heavily of them in the Middle East because the spice is oil.
Oh, yeah.
I think you can take it to anything, right? Like I'm sure we're comparing it to something else like Bitcoin now. What I like about Dune is how they tackle the chosen one trope, not to spoil the books, but it's very interesting. Paul going to be more like Hitler and Messiah, supposedly. I don't know. Saw people saying that on X. Isn't Dune Frank Herbert's rewriting of the Islamic expansion? That is beyond my knowledge of Dune. I read that when I was in high school.
I mean, I can see that if you look at some of just looking at the movies alone, not because I haven't read the book, but looking at the movies alone, I can see where you would get those comparisons. The Hitler thing is fascinating, though.
Yo, you mean the character becoming more like
Yeah, because I mean, I guess people did.
Well, I mean, you were kind of foreshadowing that in this one. There's 6 books box set.
Oh,
Jose Ferrer. Gurney. Oh, he was Gurney. That's who it was. Thank you all. And Gurney was what's his name in this one? Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin. God, gotta love that. Gotta love seeing Thanos and Drax fighting.
Star Wars took so much from Dune. I was surprised how much Star Wars. The big thing I think I remember when I was young was the spice, right? Jose Ferrer was the Emperor. Thank you. I think Josh Brolin's character. Emperor was played by Jose Ferrer. Told you Omar was wrong. Shut up, Josh. Go to bed. Patrick Stewart played Brolin's character.
Okay, yep.
Dune was a major influence on a young Lucas, and I'm happy that people are waking up to that. Lucas just combined all his favorite stuff and put them into one film. But isn't that what we like? I mean, I like Kill Bill, but holy shit, Kill Bill took everything from all the movies that I like, the type of movies, like the Pinky Violence stuff, a- and threw in actors from them. I'm okay with art inspiring art. Like,
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings is the same way.
Yeah. 100%.
Patrick Stewart. I mean, without that famous scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark? It's borrowed from Carl Barks' Uncle Scrooge comic. Watching my Knicks, what I miss? You missed. Did you go watch Dune 2? They cut out all the Seth Rollins Serpent Society. Seth Rollins.
Oh, well,
Brave
maybe.
New World sounds like the Fantastic Four movie. I'm also happy that for once, Freeman are actually brown, since in both adaptations before part 1 they've been white, which makes me think that if they ever make Scarface, they'll actually hiring Cubans instead of white folks with tans. Superman started filming. Those were like the main villains besides the leader. There's a lot of Islamic influence in here.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to see my novels? I only have 2 shelves. 2 shelves worth of novels. And I think I've just kept the ones that I loved when I was younger and the ones that I like rereading. Took me 4 times to watch part 1 completely, no real reason, but loved it when I completed it Friday night. Watch part 2 today. Cool to watch them almost back to back. Truly epic.
That's what I did. I did on Saturday, right before we had seen the movie in theaters. We had watched Dune on Max because it is leaving soon. If you still want to watch it,
it's also on Netflix.
Oh, is it on Netflix too?
So weird, yeah.
That's random.
What's on what?
There we go. You could watch any one, but I did watch it, and like you, Twisted Kister, it took me a while to watch it because it came out when I came out the day I had my baby, and I was tired and recovering from a C-section, and we tried to watch it in the hospital. It was not a smart idea, and then it just took me a while to like rewatch it. So getting to watch Dune yesterday was really great to see it back to back.
I think Dune is a movie though that like it's not it definitely needs to be watched on the big screen because it's such an experience to watch it on the big screen. Whereas if you watch it at home, there's so many distractions. Crap, somebody's at the door, somebody's texting me, whatever it is, right? To admire the beauty and the sounds and like all that, I think you have to watch it on the big screen. Great movie, but I think Denny dumbed it down too far. Rather, in the first one, he put you in the world and did not hold your hand. I think there were some things that in this one felt like were rushed. And I feel like that probably has to do with editing. And I'm sure there's going to be a long cut later on.
Sure.
The whole training, all the traveling and all that seems to take such a short time when he's separated from everybody. He was like, you got to get everybody to the south. And she's like, what are you going to do? And we don't know what he's going to do. And then his mom gets to the south and then he's in the south. Like it's such a weird cut that it's like, were they traveling together? Did they know they were going to get there? Like by the time she shows up in the south, that she sees him and he's drank from the water of life. It seems like it was just like at the same time. Paul being the new, he just like me. That trend, honestly, terrifying. Man, which is better, Dune or Court of Thorns and Roses?
Well,
what is Court of Thorns and Roses?
Well, I can't. It's hard. I haven't read the book Dune, so I can't compare a movie to a novel. But I didn't really particularly enjoy the first ACOTAR book, so probably Dune.
Kill Bill is a remake of Kill Bill is a lot of things, not just a remake of Lady Snowblood. There's way more Hidden Fortress in Flash Gordon and Dune in Star Wars. Oh yeah, Hidden Fortress for sure. I mean, but here's the thing: it's not like Lucas doesn't admit it. For God's sakes, he did the forward in the Uncle Scrooge Carl Barks collection, saying this is where I got the idea from. It's not like he's hiding away and stealing ideas. And he comes up with his own things, and so does Spielberg, right?
Yeah,
it's just art, like I said, inspiring art.
Yeah,
and I think it is a big difference. So I don't like saying things like Lucas took from Kirby. I don't know if I would say that. I definitely say there's an inspiration there, though. Kind of like when the Duffer Brothers wanted to do it, they didn't get the job because they were unknowns, and they went on to make Stranger Things. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah.
Just like Snyder went on to do Rebel Moon. Sort of.
Yes, exactly.
Had a third dude. I didn't even see the remake of Scarface, but I'll be honest, man. I wasn't the biggest fan of Scarface to begin with. Jurassic Park on the novel shelf. I think the first one is. I think there's only the Crichton one, right? He only wrote one. I don't know if he did the Lost World or not.
No, he did Lost World. Yeah.
Oh, he did. Never read
Yeah,
it.
he did. I read both
We
of
could
them.
use a new Flash Gordon. Boy, that guy had a trope, right? Parks like going wrong, something going wrong in Parks because he did that. He did Congo, and then he did was it Westworld? Can you do Westworld too? What a time to be in the world. Watched Dune and got caught up on Shogun this weekend. How was Shogun? I wanted to see that. John Byrne claimed that Lucas swiped a lot of his Star Wars from the Fourth World. John Byrne can claim a lot of things. Wait, why is it leaving Max as a WB film? Because I don't think they're together anymore, right? Or is it? Are they broke up? They broke up, right?
No, I thought it was just leaving because they're doing the same thing a lot of people are doing. They're not keeping all of their library on the app. They're cycling it through, and like Omar said, it's also available on Netflix. So they're licensing it out to other streaming services. So, and Max has been doing that with Netflix. That was a new thing that
because they've been showing The Sopranos and 6 Feet Under.
Exactly. That was a big
Netflix
a while back. So I think it's just that they're putting it on for so long, and then they're going to cycle it out to put new stuff on. Disney started doing that too. That's why Disney's been cycling their stuff out as well. I mean,
it's weird.
Willow. But yeah,
I'm glad we forgot about Willow though.
Yeah,
I had to put the kids to bed. Did I miss how Boss Lerman?
Would Omar watch that if Boss Lerman?
I will not. No, we not. I had to freaking fight to go through Elvis. That movie was awful, but that kid was good, and he was good in this too.
And he did not have the accent, guys. He did not have the Elvis accent in this film.
No, damn it! I just forgot before we went live who his voice reminded me of. It's like he was channeling somebody.
It's funny because he kind of sounds like Elvis a little bit in Masters of the Air because he still has that Southern twang. So if you guys have not watched it, it's on Apple TV Plus. It's like in the Band of Brothers Pacific realm. Anyways, but he kind of sounded like a little bit, not as deep. No?
Is that your Elvis?
I don't know.
My friend fell asleep when it came out and fell asleep each time trying to rewatch it.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that because it's not adventure, right? It's not
that first one.
It's not a popcorn flick. It's even though it's known for its popcorn bucket, it's not a film that's a summer flick, right?
No.
It's happens to have action, but there's a deep and beautiful story there with some beautiful cinematography.
Oh,
would you think a recut of both into one? Oh yeah, I'm sure they would do that.
Yeah.
We also have Dune Prophecy coming to Max later this year.
Nice.
Is that a show or like a TV show, live action, or is it animated?
Yeah, the Bene Gesserit in the film, that plot does feel a little rushed. We talked about plots being rushed. The whole idea that there's more. Paul wasn't their only like Messiah option. Mm-hmm. We have other things we can kind of manipulate. We're looking at other people, and that's where we are introduced to Fade Raltha, and of course Lady Margot. So that felt a little rushed, and how that all came to be, and then how it all kind of ended very quickly. Although that baby is still, I'm assuming, in her belly, so maybe the prophecy. There could be some.
I think we'll see we'll definitely see like some kind of time jump.
That would make sense, yes. Because I don't know, they can't age Timothy Chalamet. I don't know if they're gonna do, because they could, but.
You could tell someone stole something when they don't want you to know about it. Yeah, it's hard, especially in a world we live in now with so much media, to say something stole something from someone else. Like, well, I think of all the remakes. Without all these remakes, I don't think people would have even found out about. Like when Star Wars was coming out, not a lot of Americans, I would say maybe a handful of Americans knew about Hidden Fortress and things like that. So
exactly.
Indiana Jones was also based off a million things. Not sure what though. I do know that Spielberg wanted to make the third one about reconnecting with his father. There's a really good Spielberg documentary on, I think it's still on HBO, that talks about him making movies and his life, and why the mother was such a central figure in movies like E.T. And it had a lot to do with his personal life as a child, being raised by his mother because his father left the family. And then it's not until years later that he found out he left because she was cheating on him, and he did not want her to have a bad name. So he was trying to do the honorable thing. So
Wow.
that's why he made like the third Indiana Jones movie about reconnecting with your father that's been out of the picture for so long. So there's a lot of, their lives into these movies too. Do you subscribe to 12 plots theory? Like there's 12.
I thought
I've always heard that it's 6 plots.
6. Yeah. I mean, at
Just
first,
like 6 original music scores, 6 original plot theories. Sure, art inspired. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
there was
Maybe,
like,
maybe 12. I like the idea of 12. That's good. That's a bigger
I
number.
always thought there was 3. It started as 3 basic plots, and then it grew. I thought it was a 7 plot, but essentially, yes, there are only so many plots. We all are going to reuse them at some point. It's just what nuances do you use to make it different? And are we running out of those nuances? I don't know.
The second novel isn't as good because the first is top tier. Both are enjoyable. The Lost World was a rushed and terrible book. Oh, good. I never watched it. The Al Pacino Scarface, I forgot about that. That movie gets a lot of love, though. Shogun is the best show on right now. Well, I'm gonna have to watch it. Shogun is freaking excellent.
Omar, what did you think of the film? As we've been going through, you never have
okay.
what you liked.
What I loved. Okay, so Timothée Chalamet, I get why people liked him. He's a good actor. He's solid. But in this, I think he won me over. Like, that guy can carry a movie. That guy, the delivery of the speeches and when he's turning, holy crap, man. Yeah, I was about to say the same thing about Austin. So the fight between them at the end was so tense that as coming into it with, coming into this movie, I'm like, ugh, that guy did a good job playing Elvis. That guy's good at eating people because he was a cannibal and sniffing dudes' underwears because he was that one dude in that one movie and, playing those roles. But in this, I was like, by the time they were getting into a fight, it was, what's it called? Where he's in love with the older guy.
Call me by
my name. Call me by my name. Yeah, that movie. Yeah.
I was thinking of he was so cute in Little Women. I loved him in Little Women.
Oh, Little Women. Florida's anyway. Damn it, Amanda. Hold on a second. That's okay. You know how I feel about Little Women. That might be one of the Omar picks. Is like, which Little Women version should we review? Okay, so by the time they're fighting, I was like, I don't want either one of them to die because they can both carry this movie. Yeah. And if we're gonna fanfic the next movie, we need one of them alive. Which one do I choose? So it kind of made me realize how good of an actor he is.
Agreed.
Actually, the cast was solid, man. Yep. The cast was solid. The only one I had issues with was Walken because I feel like anybody could have played that role. But you said you had a theory why he was in this movie.
Well, not why he was in this movie, but why it was played the way it was. Because I think what you're seeing is a desperate emperor who has kind of lost that power. He doesn't necessarily have the authoritative stance that he once had. You see all these all these different people. Obviously, he was very threatened by Atreides because he rules by the heart, and that's not what we do. But he wanted to, so he used all these backwards, like, backdoor tricks and things like that to take Atreides out, right? And then even the Baron is trying to overtake the Emperor. There's all these people. It's clear that his power has been failing for quite some time. So you need a guy who's he doesn't necessarily have that stance anymore because his grip on that is failing already. So that's why I think it's played the way it's played, where he's kind of like,
Yeah, but why cast someone like him and not a no-name or somebody? I mean, unless Denny's a big fan of Walken, right? Then it makes sense. Then you want to cast. Then you want to cast your favorite actors.
Hair look the same. Maybe that's why. But they both have a pull.
Tarantino casts his favorite actors, right? Action movie stars and Asian flick actors. Yeah, so maybe that's why. So sure, okay. I was just a little confused as to why that was. Omar's
That's
waiting
why
on
I
the boss Lurman. Shut up. What's up, Scott? Have you been, man? Dune was amazing. Might be my favorite movie of 2024.
Yeah.
It is how you. It's hard to go after this one and say what's going to be the movie of 2024. Now you got to compare it to Dune 2. So obviously, I really enjoyed it. The minor things I have to say about it were just the editing choices that they made. Practical effects were on point in this one for the most part, with the exception of the ants. That's the only thing that I remember when I was watching. I was like, eh. Come on, man. You spent all that money on like practical effects. You can't pour some ants on like a fake head.
Yeah, for those who aren't know what he's talking about, Paul tells them to go dump the Baron's body in the desert and let the desert take him. So you see a shot of the Baron's dead body, Stellan Skarsgård, and the ants are crawling over him and going into his. I was like, I want to see the ants start to eat this guy's head. That's good. I'm good. Can we go? Can we clap? We don't need to see
I don't know. That oh my gosh, visually though. Holy crap. That freaking the Coliseum fight. Everything in black and white because where it is, the fireworks that are bursting, they look like ink blots. Like
it was perfect. And even like I love the shot of like the Emperor's ship, and it's on like fire, and it's over top of the Harkonnen. Like, it's beautiful. Yeah. There's so many great great shots in this film.
The worms. I don't know. Yeah, so I just have very minor gripes. It was a great movie. The score, the acting. Zendaya, sorry. She was good.
I was surprised because I didn't know how it would feel with her because she barely was in the last one, barely. Right. And all I've ever seen her in has been like
Euphoria.
And Euphoria, when she played that, in Rue, is that her name? Is like a really sullen like character. But she made me feel something. I'll tell you what. She made me feel something.
Where? Right here?
In my heart. My heart.
That's the same way Sydney Sweeney made me feel watching Madam Web for a different reason. Yeah, she was good in this. I have no complaints. I don't think she's going to be up for an Oscar or anything. No, I don't think she carried the movie, but I thought she was good. And she's still young. Rebecca Ferguson.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's solid. I really like that act. She is really growing on me. I agree. I liked her in like the Mission Impossible movies, but in this one, I don't know. And I liked her in the first movie.
I liked her in The Greatest Showman. My husband was like,
I don't know where that came from.
I was like, she played the opera singer in The Greatest Showman. She didn't actually sing. They had someone else. She just lip synced, but.
So it was my issue was the pacing seemed a little jarred because I feel like we're going to have a beautiful cinematography carried movie. And then there's some scenes that are like just spliced together.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what am I in for? Am I in for 2001, A Space Odyssey? Or am I going to watch something like Star Wars? And I love Star Wars. But I'm just saying, those are two different movies that are edited completely different. And I feel like both type of editors edited this one. Somebody mentioned the... Yes, Dr. Sleep is excellent. If you haven't seen it, it's a follow-up to The Shining. I feel the end fight was a bit choppy in terms of the cinematography. I prefer letting the choreography breathe. Oneers are the way to go. I kind of dug it. I like how close they were, because I showed the GIF of the fight in the original, or a little bit of the fight in the original. But you know what I'm saying? Like in this one, it felt like they were so close. You didn't know what was happening exactly. You didn't know what knife went into who. Had they zoomed out, kind of would have left you less in suspense. I think it's probably why they decided to keep it such an up close fight with the camera just revolving around the two characters and making everything else just a backdrop pretty much. How was the lighting? Hallie for real was really good. Stellan Skarsgård as Baron Harkonnen in the first movie was a highlight. He was great in this too. Coliseum was in black and white because the planet is under a black star. And it looked phenomenal.
It was very well done.
So can we explain Omar will watch Little Women and not The Proposal? Because there's 4 of them. I love that book. I love those movies. That Rebecca Ferguson is Swedish.
Oh, is she?
Was a real surprise.
That's a real surprise for me. I thought she was British.
She's a real looker, that lady. Doctor Sleep was so much better than The Shining. Yes, if you like X-Men, and that's all I will say if you haven't seen it. Did he mean The Shining, or maybe he's just trying not to get sued? Yes, my man. Somebody else quoting The Simpsons. What's up, Alex? I know you went to go see it. What'd you think about it? What about you, Amanda? Was there anything bad that you didn't like, or some of these things you didn't like? Any acting choices? Any lighting, music?
No, I didn't. No, definitely the music was on point. No, I mean there was no none of the acting caught me off guard. I thought everyone did a fantastic job. Everyone was casted exactly how they should have been casted. The only problem I have is, there were parts of the stories that did feel a little bit rushed because we did spend a lot of time focusing on Paul growing with the Fremen, right? And so when we get to the plot of what's happening with the princess and the Bene Gesserit that are still there with the Emperor and Fade Rautha, that part seemed a little bit rushed to me so that we can quickly understand what's going on, because we need to understand what's happening here to get to the final battle. So that's the only thing that maybe would be a minor gripe for me. If there was a better way to interweave that into the overall story or how it was presented, maybe it wouldn't have felt as rushed. But I think that was the biggest issue I had. That, and we talked about the going south thing. Understanding when he's so
how much time has passed.
Yes,
it was a problem with me.
And when he's like so dead set, I'm not going, and then I felt like very little time passed, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Okay, I'm going now. I have to go." I was like,
that and the training. The training was the same for me. I'm like, how much time has passed? But I mean, that's just nitpicking because then you're just tearing a movie apart
for the sake of
like frame by frame.
Yeah, exactly.
But because I enjoyed it, I had no issue with this. Time just went by like this. I remember telling my brother as it was about to end, I was like, okay, after this fight scene is where the book ends. Do we have another hour left? And he was like, no, we've been here a while. I had no idea how much time had gone by. I loved it. And it's a good movie that keeps you at the edge of your seat when Amanda does not go and take a potty break.
I did not take a potty break.
She did not take a potty break. That's how we should rate movies from now on. How many times you go to the bathroom? Because Madam Web, I think you went for about 2/3 of the movie to the bathroom.
I think I went twice.
I wish I could have gone to the bathroom that long. Florence Pugh is always a highlight for me. I even sat through Harry Styles trying to act. Oh God, that movie was awful. But it did have a really hot scene with Florence Pugh though, and Harry Styles.
Still a bad movie.
Still not a good movie though. The Emperor and Things should have been in the first one. I really think, they made that choice to keep them in the second movie and still not overuse them. So I wonder if they do a third movie. People are saying it will be Messiah. Just a stupid question. Is this movie already streaming? No, it's not. I think they're going to keep it in the theaters for a while and then probably stream in I assume a few months. Dune Part 2 was a cinematic masterpiece with nigh unparalleled majesty. Imagine Denny taking on Final Crisis. I love that you love Final Crisis, man. I love that. My favorite shot was when Skarsgård walked into the Coliseum in the transition.
Yes.
That was freaking awesome. Weren't a fan of Dr. Sleep. I really loved Dr. Sleep. I thought it was great. Still love The Shining. It's part of my childhood. Bathroom scene, still one of the creepiest things. Will forever live in my bed. But I thought Dr. Sleep was awesome. Blade 2 made me want to give, Dune 2, not Blade 2, made me want to give Blade Runner 2049 another chance. That one bored me to death. That one also has that same pacing.
Watch it. Yeah.
But I like that one. I really like that one. Okay. Let's talk about favorite shots and then we can rate the movie with everybody else. I love talking about this movie. There were a lot, but I think I'm with Amanda. I really like that aluminum ship coming down and the sun just blaring off of it, and you're like, is it on fire? What's happening here? The worms,
and then you see
when Timothée Chalamet was walking out of the sandstorm, right, as you hear the sounds of sword fighting, and you're like, all right, what's gonna happen? The Emperor's right here, who's winning? And he comes in this badass slow motion. Love it, man. That was like straight out of a comic book. Love that. That was awesome. So it's tough to say when he's giving that speech you know, when he stands up on the podium and everybody's
I got
kneeling,
I got you.
and
Oh
it's got
wait.
this almost like a 360
This one,
shot. That's okay.
this
That's
one,
one of them.
oh,
That's one of them. But
that's
it's the
one of my
one where,
favorites.
yeah, that one's great. That one's from the trailer too, I think. But it's the
Yeah.
one where he's like standing in the cave and everybody's like, you know, that's when
Yes.
she starts to disbelieve him, and there's this almost like a 360 shot. That was freaking awesome. There were a couple shots that I'm like, how did they get that? Because it looks like it's an actual set, right? Or they actually filmed on location.
Yes, I think they did. Yeah.
Just the way the sand looked, man. There's so many here that I really like.
I like-
But the
who's the kid?
Coliseum is probably the right answer. The black and white Coliseum and the
Oh
the
gosh.
fireworks bursting with
Were
like
they
as
supposed to
ink
be
blots.
fireworks? Because it looked like ink, and I was like, this is
Well, they're like ink blots, right?
yeah. And shifting sand has never looked cooler, I think, even Anakin. Yeah.
Shifting sand has never looked cooler. Like even Anakin would agree. Can we just leave that movie and that line alone?
Never.
I genuinely thought the movie was gonna end with both armies of Mos. Dude, at any point they could have ended the movie, and I would have been like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm in. I'm in for the third one. What about you, Amanda? What scene or what shot is your favorite shot out of this movie?
Well, I think, like I said, I loved the shot of the Emperor's ship, right, as it's coming, especially when it's on
Yeah.
fire, and then especially when you see that oncoming storm too, and how it's so that I really like that. I do like the shot of him giving that speech, the one from the trailer, and I do like the ending shot of like, you know, you get Zendaya and she's there in the sand and she's just like with her two hooks ready to get the sandworm and go on her way.
Mhm.
And yeah, just thinking about that, I really like that scene as well. There's just a lot of great shots in this film. And the black and white just overall was beautiful.
The
Especially when you
distant
like,
shot of Paul riding the
yeah,
storm, the worm. I thought,
it looks so good
man,
too.
these. What did you say?
I said they make it look really good. Like when he's riding the worm, it doesn't look like it's clearly CGI. It looks so realistic.
Oh yeah, because you are mixing like settings, practical
Yeah.
effects, not that they created a giant worm, with
A
some
lot of
CG.
Yeah.
And definitely lots of layers, right? My whole thing with that shot was they're cheering for him, but how they see it, they must have hella good vision because like, how are they going to see this tiny little man
all that
with
sand.
all the sand? Yeah, I was like, okay, maybe it's faith. Maybe it's faith. Man, I loved it so much. I'm excited to go see it again. My boy Baron Harkonnen was gnarly. Yeah, he was good in this. He was solid in the first one, dude. I popped every time someone popped out the sand. Did he get you?
Yes. I was like, oh gosh, what was there? Yeah, that was kind of creepy.
They got that spice vision. That's what
that's what it is, the spice vision.
Was the black and white scene Thor and Love and Thunder level for Omar though? I hate you, boss. Why somebody brought up Anakin Skywalker and sand, and now somebody brought up Love and Thunder. We can't escape those movies. 180 million overseas, internationally, and domestic. Huh?
Yep.
The hurt on Zendaya's face when Paul. Oh, that was good. That was good. And then the look that Florence gives her.
Oh, I know.
And they give each other, and I'm like, damn, y'all need to chill. You just met. She's obviously been with this dude a lot longer. That was good.
Yeah. So again, great acting all around. Solid acting.
Now the only other movie I'm looking forward to is Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, I'm kind of excited about Ghostbusters. Godzilla and Kong looks so stupid.
You know what the worst thing about Godzilla versus Kong is? We just saw the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes trailer, and the apes look great.
Okay, I am excited for that one. I'm excited.
And then we see Kong, and I'm like, oh god. I mean, to show that in those monkeys right after you get to see the Kingdom of not even fair. Oh,
I told Melanie when we watched the trailer, I was like, this is the sequel to Godzilla -1. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, it's a period piece. It takes place in the 90s. What do you think he's wearing like that big metal arm? And she's like, that doesn't make sense. But Godzilla. My poor gullible wife. So Love and Thunder just as good as Dune 2. No, even better. Dune Battle Worlds Omnibus. Timothy Chalamet with Dune 2 and Wonka. You know, I heard Wonka was a good movie. I haven't seen it. I probably won't see it, but I heard it was a good movie.
Chalamet, he's a strong lead actor. He's proven his game.
Yeah, he's solid. Anyone got love for the soundtrack? A Time of
Yeah.
Quiet, Between Storms was gorgeous. Oh yeah, the soundtrack is amazing.
They'll get
Oh,
nominated.
that's the budget. Look at what happens when they know how to use a
Yeah.
budget. Bingo. And marketing seemed to be pretty good, with the exception of the popcorn bucket. But apparently, some people really like the popcorn bucket.
Hey, it sold. But that is crazy to think about how much money was spent on like the Marvels or Indiana Jones or Ant-Man, and then how much money was spent on this. And this is so much
Well,
better.
we also
Oh,
don't know how much money they're paying their leads, though. We don't know how much
that's
that
true.
contract is, right?
No,
I
you
assume Zendaya cost a lot of money because she's high in demand with not just the MCU, but her own show, right? And she does her own thing,
yeah,
and now she's in this, so she's got to be worth a couple of bucks, and Timothy
of course
Chalamet's
it's
got to be
fun.
worth a couple of bucks, right? So I'm sure it wasn't cheap to get them. Brolin, that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, I don't know. It is interesting to see where the money goes for these things and how the special effects and all that.
So where's the money going for a almost $400 million budget for Indiana Jones? All the Harrison Ford?
You know, I don't. The less I talk about that one, the more.
Just curious, because I guess.
Oh, that bucket was a marketing masterpiece. This
Oh,
movie
it
was cheaper than Spider-Man 3. Wait, Alex, the Spider-Man 3 with the dancing. I don't know if we still have that gift. No, I swear that bucket was planned. It went viral. It did go viral.
No, he's right. That was 200. It was $250 million for Spider-Man 3.
How?
Estimated. It
Reshoots
was
are a big
between
thing.
250 and 350.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, if
reshoots.
you are interested in getting the Dune comics, the Dune slipcase from Abrams books are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And the third one is coming out this year. Yeah. All right, everybody that has seen Dune 2, but Amanda gets to go first. What would you give this movie out of 10? Amanda, movie of the year, perfect movie, 10 out of 10. What are you going to give it? I mean, you're leading the charge. So what do you give this movie?
It's a strong movie. It's beautiful.
It's a strong
And
movie. It's
given
better
that
than Love and Thunder.
we have been like thirsty for something like this for a while, would it be bad for me to give it a 10 out of 10? I think it's gorgeous.
It's your choice.
At worst, a 9.5, but I
say it with your chest, Amanda. Say it with your chest.
I'll give it a 10 out of 10. I love this
10 out of
film.
10. All right, 10 out of 10.
Well worth it.
I really enjoyed this movie. I liked it more than the first one. I definitely think, like, scene after scene, I just did not want it to end. I wanted to keep the story going, and I was like, oh my god, this could be a TV series. I absolutely loved it. This is the reason why I go to the movie theaters, and I don't watch movies like this at home. Had I watched it at home, I think I would have rated it a little bit less. This is a 10 out of 10. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It is my type of movie. It's a slow burn. The payoffs are amazing visually. Loved it. And honestly, yeah, fan of Timothy Chalamet now. I may see Wonka.
I am. It comes out on Max March
I'm not
8th.
rushing to see it, maybe if I don't have anything to do and nothing else is coming out.
Well, I mean, it's coming out on streaming, so you just watch it while you're editing.
There's so much to watch. I could watch Back to the Future for the 80th time. 10 sandworms out of 10. Yeah, what's everybody saying? Is everybody digging it? Probably. James.
Oh, yeah. James gave it 8.
Coming out with an. Oh, I'm sorry. You go ahead and tell me.
Oh no, you're fine. Nuber 9.5.
9.5. Yeah, 10.
10 out of 10. Blaz 11 out of 10.
Plus.
Wait, yeah, Blaz, you're way more hyped than we are, but no, we're really hyped.
Liked it, huh?
Adorable Brent Hogan 9.5. Strong.
I like that.
Matt also 10. I know. I would love to see it again too.
I kind of want to see it back to back.
Year for Andrew. 10 out of 10.
Right, we're at the beginning of March. This is going to be hard to top.
Honestly, I mean,
first one's an 8.5. I think for me, the first one was an 8.5 too. Actually, no, I liked the first one. I've seen it 3 times now. The first one was probably a 9 for me. I liked it a lot. But if I had seen it in theaters, I think I would have changed my mind. I think I would have given it a higher rating. Had I seen this one at home, I think it would have been a little bit lower.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have appreciated the texture and the costumes and all that as much.
Yep. But
8 out of 10. I really want to see. First was a slow burn. 9 out of 10 for me. 10 sandworms out of 10. The editing was so tight it never dragged for me. So no navigators out of 10. Josh been saying no navigators the whole time. Yes, Josh, no navigators. My wife and kids love Wonka. Watch Shogun instead on streaming. Oh, What's it on, everybody? What's
Netflix?
I thought it was Hulu for some reason.
Maybe it is.
Omar,
Oh, it is.
need to watch The Proposal before Wonka. No, but I am going to leave it up to you guys. Everybody in the chat. March kicks off the Omar birthday month. That's right. Oh, yes. Don't you do not shake your head. I don't shake my head when you make me watch crap movies. And I end up liking some of them. Oh, Hulu. Thank you all. Yeah. I am borrowing Amanda's Hulu, so I'll be watching that. Thank you for that. Your mom's Hulu. Thank you, Mom. I'll text your mom. I'll tell her thank you. But we are gonna kick off the Omar's birthday month, and kind of similar to what we did last year. We're gonna let you all vote on what movie we watch. But first, I'm gonna let you all vote live right now. I'm gonna take a poll as to what genre, because I've chosen 4 different genres. Is there 4 weeks, Amanda?
Oh my gosh! Why do I ask the question? I need to look it up. Hold on.
I'm sorry. Are you in the middle of a stream or taking a snack break?
There's 4 weeks.
Yes, I went there.
It was 4 weeks. It's 4 weeks. Yes.
Okay, there's only 4 weeks. Cool. Okay, good. Let's see. Can we troll Omar by voting for musical genre? No. Romance for The Proposal. Wrong guy. Manos, Hands of Fate. That movie's awful. How did they do Alia? I watched Dune 1984 and I liked her character. My brother read the book and said she was perfect. She's hardly in it. Like, she has a small, 2-second clip, but her voice is in it, and you can kind of tell what kind of character she is, even inside the belly. So it's a lot different than musicals. No.
I do want to do musicals next December, guys. Next December.
Pick whatever genre you want. You're still watching late. You knew I was gonna put Lady Hawk back in there, baby. You know I love that movie. Yes, it's crap, and I don't care. No, I haven't watched it, but I would still have some complaints. The first one was an 8, and this one probably be a 9. Go and see it, man. It's worth it. If it's playing near where you are, I'll do musicals with you, man. Yo, God.
Right. You can do musicals.
No, you all are crazy. Ugh.
As soon as March is over, the first thing we're gonna do.
As soon as March is, I'm gonna put.
We're gonna do a musical. It's the first thing. I'll let you guys pick. And why will it be Mulan?
Wait. Your birthday month ain't till later?
Doesn't matter once April hits.
Yes, it matters. I don't do polls all the time.
Yeah, if there's nothing going on, we need a show idea. Musical sounds great. And then Omar got distracted by something.
I'm typing so they can take a poll.
Anyways, but there wasn't a lot of Alia in this one, which obviously if you're going to cast someone like Anya Taylor-Joy, that means you're going to have a third one, because you don't cast someone who's barely in it, but is Furiosa. She's Furiosa. And you don't cast someone like that.
We need to talk about that Furiosa trailer, because that's giving me some bad vibes. What is going on with that?
I don't know.
Did they just show us a trailer that did not look finished? Because that cannot be George Miller. It
was weird.
There's way too much CG in that one. Or at least, he faked it in the last movie. But in that one, it just looks so green screen. I don't know. It's giving me vibes of 300. And I don't know. I think we've moved on from that. All right, everybody. That is still watching. If you're live, you get to decide the fate of Amanda.
Are you putting it on right now? Are you doing that poll as we speak?
I'm doing that poll right now. So if you're watching, even Amanda can vote if she's watching on her phone. If she can take a break from her snack break, you can go and vote for how we kick off the first week of Omar's birthday month. I'm putting 4 genres there. There's animated, horror, comedy, and fantasy. Choosing among some of my favorites, probably from the 80s or 70s for the stuff like I did.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. What?
This is going to be a rough month for me. Ooh, we are going to have to do a special episode.
What do you mean a rough month? I choose good movies for you to watch. You watched the entire Rocky saga because of me. You liked Conan. I'll choose good movies. All right, everybody, go and vote. How do we kick it off? And then I'm going to start another poll after this stream is over. Where'd
you put the poll?
It's in the chat. If you go to the channel on your, are you watching the show on your phone?
I am now.
All right, yeah, and you're logged in. Then it should automatically ask if you're on your phone. So far we got 19 votes.
Oh, I picked comedy. No one picked comedy.
Yeah, I don't know.
It looks like it's either gonna be horror or animated.
Yeah, it's pretty close right now. We need some more votes. We need some tiebreakers.
Come on, guys.
Animated and horror tied neck and neck. 24 votes. Go get your friend. Go get your granny and tell her to sign on with her account so she can vote.
Yes, he who controls the polls controls the chat.
Amanda's watching herself. Of course, she watches herself. Amanda, you can have a snack break.
I just realized there's like 4 chocolate-covered almonds just left over.
Where are my brownies? I've been waiting for my damn brownies for 3 weeks. I got 6, so you got lucky.
I will make you brownies and personally bring them over to you.
On my birthday? My birthday party?
That's in 2 weeks.
Yes. All right. What's winning so far, everybody? We got 26 votes. Man, horror and animated are still tied.
Man.
Amanda's the only person that voted for comedy. I'm gonna leave the poll up a little bit longer. So go and vote. Oh, good. We'll watch Watership Down for animated. She actually liked Conan and Rocky.
I did.
I can't remember what else did you watch, because I think it got disrupted a little bit because you had to go on a work trip, so I didn't get a whole month. I think like something happened.
Oh yeah, what happened? Yeah.
Oh
well, the Oscars might. Well, we'll do a special episode for the Oscars.
Let's do it at your house.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
You're having a party anyway. We'll do it live. We'll do it on your couch. And
I'll need y'all's help because Corey will be at training. He leaves on Sunday morning. He'll be gone for 2 weeks. So
how is he always training?
Because that's what the military does.
Is it a constant learning period?
Always be training. That's their motto. Always be training. But
what's up, Clint? How are you, my friend? I hope you're feeling better, brother. Conan won last year for fantasy. It was up against I remember Lady Hawk. I think like the Dark Crystal or Labyrinth or Never.
Baron Munchausen was in there too, but that did not.
Baron Munchausen. Mm-hmm. Oh man, see, there were some movies that I've wanted to watch again, and I'm like, oh, and did I put comedy? Oh, please tell me I put comedy, because I did want to watch.
Yeah, you put comedy, animated, horror. Now it's back to being tied again. I can't make. Yeah, if it's gonna be animated or horror, I don't know.
Don't call Melanie to tell her to be dude, there's my boy Kicksport Cow. How you doing, man? Amanda gets the flower. We just get the what's up, fools.
Thank you.
Hope you've been doing good, my brother. What happens if Amanda ends up loving horror? I'm gonna tell you something right now. She will not, because she hates horror.
It depends on the horror it's gonna be. I think I won't mind Aliens, because
Aliens is the least horror movie I will put on the list.
Like, what's that?
All? No, wait. You did see Barbarian. She did see Barbarian. We didn't review it, but she did see it.
Day, early morning, so I could forget about it the rest of the day.
The right way to watch a horror movie.
That's the right way to watch a horror movie for me. No, but what was that scary movie that they redid? But we watched the French version, and there's it in that house or in the apartment building, and they go to the what is that?
Record?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
It's a Spanish movie, but French.
Spanish.
Whatever.
Okay,
I get them mixed up all the time too. Those Spanish and French people. Reelz Talk, March 2023. Here we go. Akira, Conan the Barbarian, Shazam, for the gods interrupted my birth.
Oh, that's right.
We did do Terminator. You decide. People voted on Terminator for sci-fi.
I was excited about that.
I had a sci-fi category that year, and I think I did have comedy. No, I did have horror, but horror was the one that we couldn't do because we had to do Shazam, Fury of the Gods, which was a horror movie because it was awful.
It was terrible.
It was really scary to watch.
It was the worst thing in the world.
Baron Munchausen is a masterpiece, dude. I'm so go shit. Really? What about comedy horror like Shaun of the Dead? I bet she would like. You like Shaun of the Dead,
I've
right?
seen it. I love Shaun of the Dead. I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen that. It's like I've seen End of the World and Hot Fuzz.
So what I'll do is whatever wins tonight. What's up, Psycho Cleveland, with your fake ass account? When you know it's him when he's yelling. After tonight's stream, I'll put a poll on the community page for you all to vote on whatever the movie. What's winning right now?
Let me go back in the chat and look at it. It's
still tied. Still tied. Okay, it's either going to be animated or horror. I will put something down. Go and Huff. Go and vote, Huff. Go and vote. Second,
put this on my. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the near mint conditions story. Someone get on here and vote.
Start to talk over. I missed it. We both liked it. I gave it a 10 out of 10. Amanda
Wait,
gave it
this
a 10
is
out of
the
10.
end. Oh man, Twisted Kister. That movie is
No.
wild.
I'm talking about good movies.
He doesn't like Seth Rogen stuff. That'll never show up. But I mean,
It will show up during Amanda month, that's for sure.
Jay Baruchel. I mean, that poor guy.
Yeah. I'd rather watch the what's the Cornetto trilogy? The last one. Not the restaurant at the end of the galaxy. What the heck is that movie called? Where they're going bar hopping?
At the end of the world. That one. You're talking about that.
That's part of the Cornetto trilogy?
What's the Cornetto trilogy? Wait.
Shaun of the Dead.
Isn't that what you're talking about? It's like the end of the world or at the end. Oh my god.
Okay, now you're confusing me. The World's End? The World's End. Is that it?
That's what it's called. Sorry.
Thank you, George.
At the end of the world. Whatever.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, you're confusing me. Fantasy, The Fisher King, Excalibur. I will put Legend, and we did a Lord of the Rings last year. So
we just did one on Return of the King's birthday. So, and plus, I that would not be a hard one for me.
I'll do Lord of the Rings every year. Animated one's gonna be interesting because I'm like, okay, we watched Akira, which she ended up liking, and you like Terminator, so I may put Terminator 2 up there. Nope, I didn't put sci-fi.
Made me watch Terminator 2. I love that film.
I know, I love that movie too. You know how I know I'm old? Because I was doing a panel with Maddie, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that movie came out on my birthday." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." And she's like, "No, the day I was born is when that movie came out." I was like, "Oh, I hate you." Yeah, why are you so young? Anime is going to be interesting because I think we had what did we have? Ghost in the Shell, and we had stereotypical things that everybody should watch.
You did, yeah.
But they were solid. I mean, they're still solid choices.
And not Ghost in the Shell, the remake, the live action.
We'll do the Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, we'll do the Scarlett Johansson.
I think Perfect Blue was one of the choices I had. Perfect Blue was one of the choices that I had.
There we
Star
go.
Chaser, Legend of Orin. Oh, dude, that's so good. Talk to Me was good. I liked it.
I did not see that one. I know it came out last year, right?
It came out last year, yeah.
Yeah.
Never Ending Story and Willow. Those will make it. Not the TV show Willow, though.
No, but Willow.
I actually had Perfect Blue on the list of anime to vote for last year, but Akira won. It's hard to beat Akira, right? Like whenever you put something like Akira, people that don't even, because the community post is shared everywhere. So it's not even people that watch us. It's it's out there on YouTube land. So people are just clicking things. So if they're into shorts, they'll end up on their post. The Eras Tour, I Hate You So Much.
That has to be on my birthday month.
I actually don't mind Kroll. I have a soft spot for Kroll. Time Masters or Gandhar.
Yeah.
Time Masters, yes. You've seen Midsommar?
I saw Midsommar. I've not seen Hereditary yet, but I do want to, because my favorite YouTuber loves Hereditary, loves Toni Collette. Yes, Omar loves Toni Collette.
Yeah, I do love me some Toni Collette ever since Muriel's Wedding.
Oscar, but she did not get a nomination for that. It's a shame.
The Black Cauldron is my favorite.
Will that be
Disney
in there?
movie.
If we get animated?
I don't know. I'm keeping it animated, but I may change it to anime because I want to expand your horizons now that your daughter's getting into anime. But there is one Wednesday we're going to have to skip and we're going to have to move something around.
Make sure it's on Crunchyroll. Oh, okay, that's fine.
The 17th, because on the 17th or the 20th, it's the March 20th, Melanie wants to go watch the end of Evangelion, which is in American theaters for the first time.
That's fine. We can do that night.
But yeah, you should come with us. But go and watch Evangelion first. All of Evangelion first. Guessing Amanda is referring to Dan Muro. Yeah, she loves that guy.
Oh, yeah.
He sent her a happy birthday message.
He did. My husband, Mother's Day. My husband got a cameo of him, and it was long. It was like a 3-minute cameo, and he even looked our channel up and referred to me as Amazing Amanda.
It was really crazy because he kept talking about Uncanny Omar and how smart he was. Yet it was for you. It was a cameo for you. I would have paid for that. I would have paid him extra money to talk just about me and say, "Oh, and by the way, Amanda, happy Mother's Day."
Yeah.
Early Taylor Swift stinks. What are we doing, Cycle? The bad thing about Eras Tour movies, I wish it had been more Midnight's album tour focused thing. The United States of Terror, dude. Yeah. That was good. That's Toni Collette, right? I second the Eras Tour. Actually, it's going to be on Disney.
It will be on Disney.
I'm vetoing the Eras Tour. I saw it in New York City. We almost got killed.
No, we did not. Nothing happened to us. We were fine.
Because I had a knife. All right.
Okay.
How about throwing a DC animated movie like Return of the Joker? We may do that again sometime, but I think I may keep it anime this time. Wait, okay.
Can I tell you a funny story about Taylor Swift quick? It has to do with my
You got a funny story? All right, animated one, or it's winning. Well, I'll leave it up for 2 more minutes. Tell me a funny story about Taylor Swift, and then I'll.
Okay, so where I was gone for a work trip, you guys, all last week, and it was our big sales kickoff, fun stuff, and we did this trivia thing, and there's 900 of us in this room, and we were divided up into teams, massive teams, of course, and we're doing trivia, and it's all multiple choice through your phone, kind of like Jackbox and stuff like that. And we do a trivia question on something about our company, and 2% of people got it wrong. But then you get a question of basically who is Travis Kelce's girlfriend, and 100% of the people got Taylor Swift. And we were like, wait, we can't get our own stuff about our own company right, but yet everyone knew that
you can't help it. It's everywhere.
And the other one was P. Diddy. They're like, what's the moniker that Sean Combs goes by? And everyone got P. Diddy.
Final answer, Mace.
Nope.
Mace, Notorious B.I.G.
Oh gosh. Anyways, also got 100%.
Ben Affleck. Why
this
did you say that name?
I don't know. Sorry. Okay.
Taylor.
Oh God, Nuber, we don't know.
Yeah, Stan Cart. Okay, wait a second. All right, Psycho Cleveland's losing his goddamn mind. Dune 2 is better than Empire Strikes Back. Shots fired. He almost got killed when he claimed the original All Too Well was better than the 10 minutes of Taylor's version. Who almost got killed? Me? Me and Psycho Cleaver got into a knife fight. I think he's writing his own fanfic. Yeah, Toni Collette was great on United States of Terror. That show had Viola Davis in it.
We did not get killed. Nothing happened. What happened was
I had a knife.
Right when the Palestinian-Israeli conflict was starting, and there was some planned protests in the Times Square area.
Yes.
Where we were going to go see the film. So Omar was worried something would happen.
I wasn't worried. It was your mom that had us worried.
My mom said, everyone,
you better be packing a knife. So I'm like, I'm going to take a knife.
So it's fine. We're fine. Nothing crazy happened because nothing happened.
I gave everybody an ocular pat down. Everything was good. I got this.
It was good, guys. It was all good. Did they ask you any questions about Luis Guzman? No.
She would have gotten that wrong. All right. Psycho Cleveland's starting his own drama.
Yeah, he's starting his own theory about what happened. Nuber, we did see The Boy and the Heron. I don't know. I know we keep saying we're gonna at one point review it. I don't know if it'll end up on Omar's.
I'm gonna end up watching it again. I mean, I own all the Ghibli films.
We will watch it.
I'll get it. Yeah. See, Kingsport Cal knows what's up, man. We're just taking precautions. Give people an ocular pat down. You know, it's what it is. All right, everybody. I am ending the poll. Thank you all so much for voting. And after 38 votes on this live stream, it looks like we're going to animated first, Amanda. So then I'll do another poll next week for what to do next. I may change it to sci-fi. I may change it.
Let's make sure it's something I can watch on streaming.
Oh no, I'm gonna make you pay for it. It's my birthday month. All right, animated one, everybody. So after this stream, I'm gonna put up some movies, probably anime, that you all vote for, and then we will watch and review on Wednesday. And yeah, we'll make it some obscure one that Amanda will have to go and buy and purchase because it's not available for rent.
If it's gonna be anime, can you just check to see if it's on Crunchyroll first?
For you?
For me.
No. I'm not doing that. I had to take a knife to a Taylor Swift concert. Amanda, you can sell the high seas. Vampire, I think Vampire Hunter D was in the first one, yeah.
Oh, Kingsport Cal doesn't want you to make them all anime. You don't have to. You can do a mix.
It's my birthday month, Kingsport Cal. When it's your birthday month, you can decide what type of anime we watch.
Wait, Kingsport Cal, when's your birthday?
When's your birthday, buddy?
We'll do a non-anime.
We'll do one non-anime just for your birthday.
Yes, whenever that is.
Who has the better top 5? Denis or Nolan? All right. I do like me a lot of Nolan, though. Yes, he's the plot hole king, but
yeah,
I
do like Nolan.
Let me see here.
I gotta just hold on. I'm trying to think.
What would I put in my top 5? Oof, Memento is a masterpiece.
I think I would go with Nolan, and that's only because I think I've seen more of Nolan.
Oppenheimer, that's a good. Dunkirk is good. Inception,
Yeah,
Interstellar, and he works with Hans Zimmer all the time.
I will
And
have to get his
he's had a longer career though, so I think it's almost unfair, right?
Wait, yeah,
He has only had 11 years or so, or at least I don't remember.
No, when you look at his films, yeah, he has not been as long as Nolan, around as long as Nolan.
Right? I don't think so.
As far as major motion pictures, yeah, it's too early. Oh man, The Prestige is so good.
Don't say anything about that ending in case people haven't seen it.
Yes, don't. We don't want to. Yes.
The
25th. Oh God, his birthday is March. It is his birthday month. Omar, now you have to put a
I told you this. Now he's yelling at me. I'm so sorry.
Dude.
Amanda, write that down.
I will never
I'm going to get Amanda to write it down this time.
I'm putting it in my calendar. Right now.
She is putting it in her calendar. 5 years she's going to be from now getting a reminder of King Sports Scal's birthday. She's going to be like, what is this? All right, man. This is your birthday month. I'll put a couple of non-anime ones in there too.
All right, it's in there. Hold on. Nope, that's my Google's map. It's in there. Look,
that shows your social security number.
It does.
All right, man. See, I'm gonna do you a solid. I'm gonna put some. What are some of your favorite ones? Just like because even if they don't get voted on, or if they don't make it this round, we can still do movies. You know. I'm just curious. What are some of your favorite animated movies? Both Dune movies, Sicario. Prisoners is excellent. That was the movie I was thinking about. Blade Runner 2049. I really like Sicario. It was intense. Yeah. Boo, never get anime. We had anime last year.
Yeah, we did. We've had a lot of anime recently.
Yeah, we did.
Though my
Enemy is excellent.
Was anime, and I said,
nobody likes The Proposal, James.
That's not
William,
true.
I've never heard a worse taken on. But what did William say? The Prestige is good until that ending. God, that was off. No, what?
No,
I love that ending.
Was the best part.
I love that ending, William. I've heard a lot worse takes than that one, though, William. You get a pass. I don't get y'all can enjoy that as the ending. I liked it. Hugh Jackman's in a Nolan movie, Streams Crossing, and Hans Zimmer does a lot. Both of their scores. What else is there to talk about tonight before we end there, Amanda?
I mean, if Omar wants to go on a diatribe about how much he hates the Crow remake, we're more than welcome to do that. But yes, they did. Rachel Brosnahan from the Superman Legacy posted a cute little video of her.
You have it,
David?
Can you pull that up, Amanda?
Give me a second. And I'll pull it up for you. Don't worry about it. I'll get right on it.
Whoa. I sense a little tone there. Dune's better than the book. Dude, you're all full of hot takes today. We'll talk about the Crow here in a second. The Prestige is formatted like a magic trick. That's the point of the film.
I think I have to go to my TikTok for it.
Okay, go to your TikTok. Near mint condition, Batman Gotham Knight and the animated New Frontier. You know, hey, dude, I'm going to do you even better. How about we choose one of those? Like we choose a recent DC animated movie because I haven't seen either one of those. I haven't seen. Well, maybe I may have seen Gotham Knight, but I don't think Amanda has. And yeah, we can totally do those. Omar, is Blade Runner 2049 better than these two Dune movies? Not in my opinion. I like the Dune movies a little more than Blade Runner. Dune was a poorly written book. Amanda she's so flabbergasted she's removing herself and she put herself on mute. I don't know what she's doing. You taking a snack break? You're on mute. What are you doing? I can't unmute you. It says you have chosen.
I tried. I was trying to hold on. Let me present.
Did you all talk about the ridiculous budgets for Joker 2 and Gladiator 2? Why the Joker 2? We need to talk about that. I don't know that. Amanda's okay. What is
there you go.
Are we gonna get? Am I gonna get demonetized for this? Team snack break.
So. There we go.
And they played the John Williams score.
Good on her. I'd say David. He looks like a younger Henry Cavill, right? Like that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Let me.
Yeah. No, that's cute. That's cute.
That was super cute. There we go.
I don't
That
know
was
if
that.
that, I'll be
Okay.
honest though. I don't know if that looks as good as The Crow.
Oh my god! Stop.
Yeah, look. Honestly, The Crow, it was a '90s movie, definitely a product of its time.
Sure.
A lot
Sure.
of people have nostalgia for it. I thought it was good for what they could do. Especially when you lose the star of the movie. But this new Crow, I just don't know about, man. That's not even the worst picture. Let me show you the worst picture that I'm like, why? What is this? It kind of reminds me of the picture that when we saw like the first Jared Leto.
Yeah. And
Of
you
the
saw the
Joker.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
He doesn't
what
even
is
he doesn't look like himself. It's wild. He does not look like himself at all.
like wait, the nipple for an eye and the tattoo. I don't know, man. I wished him luck. So yeah, I don't know about this movie.
That's a weird how it's like right in the middle of both of us, how it's framed. It's interesting.
I think I kind of like that. I kind of like that as the separator for us. Like you can be on one side of this crappy.
That's okay. I don't need that. I don't want to look at the entire that'll get us demonetized.
I wonder what James Barr like. What does he think about this? Because I mean, I know that it's a product of its time because of everybody dressing that way. It was that era of the '90s. You can't bring that back, right? But the style that they're going for, what is this? Apparently, the Spawn movie. Yeah, Spawn movie's been a thing for a while, and I'm not. He's built really well. I'm just making fun of all the tattoos. I don't judge movies before they come out. Shut up, Psycho Cleveland. Yes, you do. You remember how many bad sequels were made? No, I have never seen any of the Crow sequels. Just cast Darby Allin as the Crow and get it over with. I hope it's good. Now these are, like I said, pictures, but it does remind me of the first time I saw the Jared Leto pictures as him as the Joker, and I thought, man, they're trying really hard, especially with the ha tattoo and the damage tattoo on his forehead. But we will see. You've never seen any of the Crow movies. I've only seen the first one. First one was good. Like I said, it's good for what they had and what they could do. Actually, today is the day Logan came out 7 years ago. That movie changed my life. It's the peak is the peak. 7 years ago. My God. Yeah, dude, that's supposed to be the Crow.
Oh,
Alexander's
yet. Wait, his brother? Actually,
I got the director doesn't have a good track record. Who's the director?
Madam
Web's director. So what's the budget on the Joker and why? What are we talking about here?
It's a big budget, isn't it? It's like 200 something.
Okay.
I think because the original budget, I think they're talking about because the original budget. Remember we talked about this in an episode or two ago. The original budget was like 80 million, and then all of a sudden now it's 200 million, and we're like, is that just for Lady Gaga?
She is busy.
I mean, yeah, sure, she is. But I'm looking up The Crow. I want to see who the director is. Rupert Sanders. That name sounds familiar for me.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Here's the thing. Joker 2 is either going to be really good or really bad. No in between. But people really liked it. Man, 200 million. 200 million.
He's the guy that Kristen Stewart had an affair with during Snow White and the Huntsman that ended her and Robert Pattinson's relationship. Now I know who the director is. Thank you.
Okay. I don't have my finger on the Hollywood pulse like some people on this channel. But correct me if I'm wrong. I thought Kristen Stewart was no longer into dudes. Right?
Well, not in 2012. Not in 2012.
Oh, okay. This was in 2012. I've never seen The Huntsman.
Oh, he directed Ghost of the Shell.
Also, haven't seen that movie. Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe people really dug it. Maybe people really dug Ghost in the Shell. It's got its own fan following. What was that other movie? Snowman or Snow White and the Huntsman? Never seen it.
Yeah.
Never seen it either. So it could be good.
Yes.
I think they made a sequel, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like with just the Huntsman and without
Yes,
Snow
they
White?
did. Yeah, with Justin. Yes. And Jessica Chastain was in it. Yeah.
So he's the guy that helped Pass dodge a bullet. Maybe James O'Barr seems to have greenlit the
Essentially,
movie.
yes. That's what he did.
Well, I mean, when I hear that, I always think of people like Neil Gaiman that greenlit their ideas, and then it's nothing like their ideas. But I guess we'll see. We'll see. We'll see it and review it.
Yeah.
The Crow. Oh God. Considering what we know of the Joker 2 anyway. Yeah. Ghost in the Shell is a crime. This is going to bomb. Good luck though. You know, people are right. Let's not judge it. It could be a masterpiece. Best thing about the first Joker was the cinematography score and Joaquin's performance. That's pretty much it. I wasn't a fan of the first one. I see some people weren't either. I think you and I reviewed it, and we were both. I remember you and I not digging it as much as the rest of the internet, and I remember people letting us know that we didn't dig it as much as the rest of the internet, and not let us know in the kindest ways. And I was like, man, I don't care what the rest of the internet says. F them.
True.
What's up, man? How are you doing? The Crow comics are seemingly forever out of print. I talked to him a couple of years ago, and he was wanting to come out with some kind of hardcover collections. O'Barr says this movie isn't a remake. It's a new adaptation of his book. It's its own thing. Oh, so he could be a different Crow character then. Okay.
All right, we can dig
that. Can work. I never read or watched The Crow, so I have no dog in this fight. I thought you said it's better than the... All right, you know what, Cycle? I'm going to stop arguing with you. Being honest, Ghost in the Shell felt like it taking a great piece of art and using it to hit me in the face with it. Here's my question, Josh, because I've never seen the movie. Is it based on the manga or is it based on the animated movie? I'm pretty sure it's just based on the anime, right? Like the movie. Oh, you said Dune was better than the book. I don't know about that either. I don't have a Joker review on my list. Did you remove it? No, it's there.
It's there.
We watched them review. Oh, whenever it came out.
Now I'm gonna look it up now.
You want to look it up? I stopped judging casting after I ragged on 10 things I hate about you getting cast as the Joker.
It's true.
Y'all see the amalgam sketch? Yes, I did. The Jim Lee's posted for the Omnibus. The big oversized hardcover that collects all the stories would be fantastic, actually, because there's a really good Lady Crow comic in there. And he's passionate about that character. He really digs it. It's based off the animated movie. They ruined so many classic shots. It's so slow and bloated. But at least they cast somebody that could play an Asian lady. Scarjo. Okay. Anything else before we wrap up tonight, Amanda?
No, I don't think so. This is gonna play something and I don't want to play. Okay. No, I think that's everything. But apparently Wednesday we'll be watching something animated that you guys will pick based off whatever.
Tonight. I'm gonna kick it off tonight.
Yes. Oh wait. Did King's Porkout give us his suggestions for animated movies?
Did, and it kind of gave me an idea for something else. So what I'm going to do is actually put a poll up probably next month for animated movies from the DC universe, because you and I haven't seen a lot of them.
Not, yeah, and a lot of you guys have talked about those.
So. I'll put those two on there, and I'll add two of the other highest rated ones. Maybe not highest. Maybe I'll just yeah. Oh, old reader, new reader will be Tuesday. Yes, March 5th at 2 p.m. We're talking about
Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy, yes, with our guest star Bar, and Amanda's joining Maddie and I. And then on my birthday week, the 12th, we're talking about the Mutant Massacre, one of my favorite crossovers. And that's at the regular time. And it's going to be Amanda, myself, Maddie, and Oddfell. We'll be doing that at 8 p.m. on the 12th. I stopped judging casting after Sean Connery got cast as Zardos. I don't know if I believe him or not. Sultan Arkham was good. Yeah, give us some ideas. Zardos was fantastic. Suicide Squad animated movie is dope. All right, man. You got it, dude. Thank you for the idea. So I'll put Gotham Knights in. You probably need to remind me because I do forget towards the end of the month, and I'll make it like for some of the So one of the weeks in April, if that's cool with my co-host, because that gives me a good excuse, or gives us a good excuse to go watch it.
Yeah.
My host, I'm the co-host. I'm sorry, is that cool with you, boss?
Yes, that's fine.
All right. Then that's it, everybody. Next, Majinat is typing 4 things. I'm sorry, we gotta turn this film sequel film that inherently doesn't lend itself to any conventional sequel that they need to really. Dang it! Keep writing fast. Yes, dude. 8 o'clock. March 12th.
Yes, March 12th.
Come and join us, Alex. Watch these ladies destroy one of my favorite stories, probably like the Dark
Phoenix.
Saga.
We could like it. It could.
I'm gonna get drunk regardless. So, all right, take us away, Amanda.
All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at nearmintcon. Remember, check us out on Spreadshop for some great Near Mint Condition merchandise, and also check us out on Patreon for $1 a month or more. You can support us here in what we do and get some really cool perks along the way. And last but not least, if it's classy and cool, it must be Near Mint. Good journey till all are one. We will see you on Wednesday or Tuesday, then Wednesday. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Man, I really